Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. I'm sure my moustache is getting out of hand. Anyway, here we are today. I'm going to talk a little bit about police in prisons. Because, folks, it seems to me that there's going to be quite a few of them. I heard the Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police on Radio 4 talking about 1,000 complaints. 1,000 complaints against policemen in the Metropolitan Police for sexually assaulting colleagues and other women. And apparently there's 800 different officers. 800 under investigation. What the hell's going on? Yeah, you've got female prison officers, you've got male prison officers being locked up, banged up for smuggling goods into prison. You've got prison officers being locked up for abuse. I mean, do watch tomorrow's, I think it's tomorrow, is it Thursday, the Britain's most notorious prisons, about Wormwood Scrubs and all the staff that were locked up there. There was a mad culture at the Scrubs where they were beating inmates all the time. I was there seeing them doing it, and I just thought they were crackers to be reported, but you can't report them. The people that you're reporting them to are joining in. They're part of the team. Let's do it, lads. Poof. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, does it? It really doesn't. Because when you look at it, if you look at it from a proper perspective or a sensible perspective, what you see is that it's a job and that you're going in there to work. Don't forget you've got a wife, you've got children, you've got family, you've got responsibilities in society. And you go in there and start behaving like a football hooligan on a Saturday afternoon with a load of beer inside you, which you've got at the club. I mean, which was prevalent at the time. Same with Strangeways, same at Wormwood Scrubs. There's a big club outside the prison front gates, and in there the staff would go in and tank themselves up. Not really any way to behave, is it? I mean, when I was at Strangeways, I was going running. I used to go running at dinner time, get into my running shorts and running shoes, and off I'd go. Run. Well, always a big fat bastard, you know. I got myself really fit. I got myself in the running team, you know, for Strangeways, and ran for the civil service and all that. I could do marathons in 3 hours. Really could go. You know, I ran it all the time. Didn't go drinking at dinner time. Went running. I used to run over the distance. Sometimes I used to work all day, put a pack on me back, and run home 10 miles. One day I ran home and went by the Warburton Bridge near Earlham in Manchester, over the bridge and round back up to where I lived at Flixton. That was about 28 miles after a day's work. I used to be fit in them days. It takes me all the time to walk to the piss house now. Anyway, let me tell you this. All the police, all the prison officers, all the people getting locked up, I think that the Home Office is onto a great idea here. What we'll do is, because we're maintaining these establishments, we'll staff them with staff, and then when they get to a certain stage, we'll lock them up and put them inside, so it's self-perpetuating. See this guy, what's his name? David Carrick, just been pleaded guilty to 49 sexual molestations, 24 rapes. I mean, what kind of a maniac is this? And he was carrying a gun protecting Parliament. Was he protecting? Yeah. You wouldn't want him protecting you, would you? Eh? All right, that's enough of the protection. Now get your kecks off. Whoa, what do you mean, officer? You know, you heard me. You're my slave now. Remove your underwear and bend over that bench. They'd be all right in Parliament. They'd all be up for it, wouldn't they? Especially that Boris Johnson, old Etonian. Remember the, Bullingdon Club he was in? Yeah. Who else was in it? Yeah. Quite a few of them. Yeah. Do you know what it is? It's a club where it costs you about £10,000 just to get the outfit. Ridiculously expensive outfit. You get dressed up like a toff, then go into town, and what they do is they go in and they have a meal at a restaurant, then they wreck it, and then they take turns in paying for it. They should be arrested. I mean, it's a wonder they weren't. But the thing is, I suppose that the hotels and the restaurants where they smashed it up, because they do smash it up, the Bullingdon Club, don't take my word for it. Have a look it up. Bullingdon Club, yeah? He was definitely there. Boris Johnson. Dressed up like a big puff. But he's not a puff, is he? He's a ex-public schoolboy, so he'll definitely swing both ways. Not that I have anything against that. I mean, it's up to people, isn't it? Do what you want. Doesn't hurt anybody, does it? Unless you rape people, I mean, leave that to the police. Yeah, well, there are a few prison officers doing that. I was on duty one night. This officer came to me and said, "John, come and have a look at this." I said, "Yeah, I will. What is it?" He says, "All these postal boys playing with their dicks." I tell her, hey, do you know, I really must have something better to do than watch that. Don't you think? Seriously, I mean, these people, no wonder the world's gone mad. Yeah, it has. Anyway, I wasn't here yesterday, was I? I was having a rest. I wasn't feeling so good yesterday. It's been very cold here, you know. Very, very cold. But then again, what to expect? This is Lancashire, isn't it? Yeah. The moors out there, yeah? Talking about moors, I've written a poem for our friend here. So I better put the ding dong on. Yeah, well, anyway, there's loads of police getting locked up, loads more police getting locked up. And about time too, really. I mean, when I joined the prison service, the actual vetting to get into the prisons was incredibly difficult. You had to list every job that you'd ever had since you left school and get written references from them. Every single job. Written references. Going back to 1965 when I worked at Woolworths. Luckily, there was people there who did know me, and they did give me a reference. But you do that these days. They just don't do it, do they? There's people who have criminal convictions joining the police. As I say, when I joined, you had to get written references from every single job you'd had. You had to get 2 written references from members of the society who were of good standing. Yeah, I got a reference from, I got a reference from some serious Masonic guy that I knew, and a reference from the doctor that I'd known since I was a kid, you know. They give me references, you know, as to my good character. And I had no convictions at all. Not even speeding offences in them days. Have you seen what they're doing now? They're going to introduce in Wales a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. All over Wales, yeah? There'll be a welcome in the hillside, yeah? It's mad, isn't it? They're saying it's to reduce casualties on the road. No, I mean, I've been riding round. I must have covered 1 million miles, you know, in the time I've been driving since the early 1970s, about 71. I must have done 1 million miles since then, and the number of times that I've been involved in traffic accidents, you could count on that finger there, 1. Yeah, it's just madness. I don't believe it'll work. All it'll end up is people get banned from driving. Do you know they don't ban the police from driving, do they? Did you know that? I might have mentioned it the other day. Yeah, they get points from their duty inspector. And if they get more than 50 points, that's 50 offences. Yeah, so you can see how concerned they are about speeding. I was in Cumbria. I was doing 35 miles an hour in a 40 zone. I don't tend to go too fast. You know, flying past me came two squad cars, blue lights flashing, sirens blaring. I said to my wife, there must be a serious incident ahead, you know. About 2.5, 3 miles down the road, we could see these two squad cars parked up just outside a pub, and they were walking into the pub. That was the emergency, yeah. Go and get some Guinness before you get back on duty. It's the song dinger time, folks, yeah. I tell you what, today there's a special treat. I'll sing you a song if you really want, but I've written a little ditty here. It's for somebody who lives on the moors. So you got to think to yourself now, who do we know here who lives on the moors? Yeah, all right. Well, let me tell you, it's called Larry Goatman. I hope you're sitting comfortably. Larry Goatman by John G. Sutton. Where Yorkshire moors are rolling, and the blokes all wear flat cap, there lives a jolly fellow, a proper tyke, this chap. The sheep all sing his praises as they're munching on the daisies, but the goats all live in fear. You see, Larry the lad fra Rotherham has frightened all the billies, given them a spooking, given them the willies. They say he likes to kiss 'em, make their whiskers twitch, back legs down his wellies, be it ram or bitch. When the moon shines on the muck heap, 'cause where there's muck, there's brass, Larry, the happy goatman, has his jolly way. Some say he's getting married, but his favourite goat just ran away. There you go, Larry the Goatman. It's not perfect, but it was a little start, wasn't it? I hope that amused you. Here we are, Tales from the Jails. All the police are getting locked up. Imagine that. Hope you've enjoyed this. And don't forget to get my book, folks. It's there on Amazon.